Good morning everyone, this is Sagnick Dutta, 3rd professional MBBS student at Burdwan Medical College and Hospital, West Bengal. I started the day with this beautiful cloudy weather. The breeze is soft and as I open the doors and windows, the garden looks so peaceful with the flowers gently tossing their heads in the cool wind. It is the perfect morning to get the things started. Today, I have set a pretty solid target. We will dive into ophthalmology, cover some community medicine, and wrap up with some revision on COVID and the severe acute respiratory syndrome. Let's get to it. Good morning, everybody. Today is 22nd of August, and I just woke a few minutes back. It's a very cloudy day today here in Burdwan, and because it's just towards the end of the month, it's time that we really wrap up, we really boost our performances, because everything that we had planned at the beginning of the month, the things that we are left with, we need to complete it at the end of the month, and that is today's plan. I need to really ramp up and I need to make this day a very productive one. Let's go and see. I kicked off with ophthalmology, focusing on ocular adnexa today. We explored the lacrimal apparatus. Fascinating how tears are produced and drained, isn't it? Also touched on topics like ptosis, which is basically the drooping of the upper eyelids, and conditions like entropion, where the eyelid folds inwards. These tiny structures play a huge role in maintaining ocular health.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine.
Hi everybody, just completed 2 videos of ophthalmology, and that brings me to an end of the entire subject called as I'm just left with one portion of ophthalmology, that is called as community ophthalmology, but that is something that I have already read in PSM, but I'll watch the videos of ophthalmology as such as well so that I get completed of it. But in its entirety, all the clinical cases and the anatomical portions have completed of ophthalmology, and this is my review about the subject. Ophthalmology is a good subject. It has got multiple clinical cases, but the thing is, the anatomy portion of ophthalmology is something very tricky. I do not find it very easy to remember the anatomy and correlating it with the clinical aspects, and that becomes very difficult. So I think I really have to go through the lines of the books to make it easier for me. For example, I was just reading something called as entropion, and it had got multiple ways of treatment. For example, there were procedures like Weiss procedure, Quicket procedure, Jones procedure, and all these are different types of procedures which are associated with different kinds of clinical complications as well. Every other clinical complication in ophthalmology has got different ways of treatment, and that needs to be related with the anatomy, why we were doing this, and we need to remember the names given to them. So it becomes a little bit of difficult to actually remember and grasp this entire subject. I think I'll take some time to again revise the entire subject and be hold of it. But now I have actually completed watching the videos. That brings me to a certain point where I feel confident about this subject a little bit. So it's time to take a break. I'll just take a break, have my breakfast, and then I'll go and start with something called as PSM. Let's go. After breakfast, I shifted to community medicine. The focus was on communicable respiratory diseases like tuberculosis and of course COVID-19. And studying these topics reminds me how crucial community health is in preventing and managing the outbreaks. The preventive strategies taught in community medicine have real life impacts that save lives especially during conditions like pandemics. After a quiet afternoon nap, I took a break on the terrace. The sky was stunning, a mix of colors and clouds that just felt peaceful. Oh, by the way, if you can see this light, it is just a mela that is going on. I hope to go there soon, but maybe not today. But look here, the clouds, the sky, this looks so astonishing at this point of time. It's so great. In the evening, I relaxed a bit and watched some vlogs on YouTube about the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It instantly took me back to my trip last year. Such beautiful memories. By the way, if you haven't seen that trip and the video, you can go check it out in the description box or maybe on the link in the I button. End the day, I hit the books again, specifically COVID and SARS from Park's textbook. The book is a mammoth, but it is essential to stick to standard textbooks even after watching videos because they give you a depth and clarity that is unmatched. It is a lot of effort, but definitely worth it.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher.
Hey guys, I just completed reading the topics of COVID-19 and the severe acute respiratory syndrome from the textbook of Park, and I was just browsing through the internet and YouTube, and I just got to find out that the NEET PG 2024 results are out, and many congratulations to whoever have given the examination and have cracked it. Now what I was talking about is about the subject of PSM. You know what, when I'm studying PSM is a good subject, but when I'm studying PSM it feels more like those history and geography subjects of school. It is beautiful when you study it, when you read it. For example, when you are just studying the wars, the World War I or II, and you just feel you might be battling on the grounds, but once you just start writing the answers or maybe recall things, you just forget. And the same is the case with PSM as a subject as well. And the reason is simple, because PSM overall is a very informative subject. PSM has got every other information from every other subject. For example, it is a combination of all the informations from biochemistry, pathology, microbiology, and even the final year subjects like medicine, gynae, pediatrics, and surgery as well. And everything, if you just take out all the informative portions from all those subjects and put it in one subject, then it becomes PSM. It includes all the health policies, all the directions given by different competent authorities for the management of different types of cases, is all included in this one particular subject called as PSM. And that is why it becomes very important, but it is very hectic to cope up with this subject. And so that is what I actually plan to do, and that is what I am doing, is I watch the videos first and then I go to the subject and the textbook of this particular subject called as PSM. In the morning, I just got to watch the videos of Dr. Vivek Jain sirs of these respiratory infections, and then I got to see the textbook. And what I found as a shocking difference is this: that, for example, when I was studying about the different kinds of categorization of the patients of COVID-19 depending on their symptoms and their modes of treatment, when Vivek Jain sir was teaching us, it was all brought down to a single page into few lines. But when I just opened the textbook of Park, it was in two pages in a very well tabulated form. So it becomes a lot of information. You do not get to see and differentiate what are the things that you need to know and what are the things that you need to remember. So watching the videos first and then studying the subject and textbook of park puts a fine line between the things that you must know and the things that you may know. So that becomes very helpful for you to prepare for this subject in itself, and that is what I did. And overall PSM turns out to be a very good subject. So if you have seen till now, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video whomever find it entertaining and helpful as well. Thank you. See you in the next one.